Happy Wednesday. Happy Valentine's Day. I wore my red pants just for the occasion. That was weird, but so am I, and you guys should be used to it by now. So, what are we talking about today? I'm super excited because I've been getting a ton of questions. And you know what I love about questions? I would say that I have all the answers because if you know me, you know I like to have all the answers. But I don't always. But I like questions because it gets us moving, right? So questions, hopefully I can answer them. If I can't, I find the answer. We learn together. But also because I think questions can help reduce a lot of fears and get rid of a lot of ideas that we have in our head that aren't always accurate. So for our special Valentine's Day, if you are lame like me and have no plans tonight, because let's be honest, who wants to pay crazy amounts of money for a sitter and then go sit in a super crowded restaurant when my husband just like does things anyway that are nice? Nah. If you're like me, you're here, you're watching this, or maybe you're watching it later, cool. We're going to dive into some questions that I've gotten lately that I think are probably relevant to more of you than just the person who asked them to me. So without further ado, questions from Kelly. First one I've gotten a lot is, can I buy a house if I don't have any money? That sounds crazy, right? Sounds crazy, but listen, it's not always a no. If you are like a stay-at-home parent, probably going to need your spouse on it, unless you have some other form of income. But things that people don't think about, if you do like babysitting consistently and that's all tracked, you can sometimes get approved. If you have like a skill or a craft and you sell those, if it's tracked, you might be able to get approved. If you have retirement money, you're on a fixed income, you may still be able to buy a house. If you have an income but you just don't have anything saved, that's not always a no either. There are programs that are 0% down. Tennessee has one that's state specific. There are ones for different areas, like Chattanooga has some through CNE. And then like USDA is for rural. So it's not necessarily in the middle of nowhere, but you're not going to be right downtown. But there are some options that you can have even if you don't have a ton of money. Another question is, do I need 20% down? You don't. You can do it for less. Other questions I've gotten lately, one of my favorite ones is, I have a friend who's interested in buying a house. Can I give them your information? The answer is always yes. However, the caveat to that is if you give them my information, I don't have a way to reach out to them and make sure that they know that I know about them and I'm thinking about them and I want to help, right? So if you are going to refer people to me, what I prefer is that you put us in a group text and then you can see that I've responded and you can see when they reach back out and I will keep you updated. But that way we just know that we get connected. A weird fact about me is I actually don't have any business cards. I have not bought them since we opened the brokerage. I keep meaning to, but it's on the back burner. And there's a reason for that because I really only do business cards in like mail outs or things like that. But most of the time I just attach it to the letter. The reason for this is that no one keeps them. No one remembers them. And I don't really want to spend money on something that's thrown in the trash and then no one calls me anyway. And I mean, if I open my purse, my wallet, there's tons of business cards that I really, really, really want to connect with these people, but I just keep forgetting. And now it's just a piece of paper that I carry around with me everywhere. And that's weird and annoying. And at some point I just say, screw it, there's too many, and I throw them all away. And I really don't always take the time to put them in my contacts. So I'm getting better about that and I'm putting them in my contacts, but I'm doing that because I'm a business owner and because I know how it feels when someone throws away my business card. But 9 times out of 10, let's be honest, I know you guys are throwing my stuff in the trash. That's okay. That's why I don't waste money on them. So if you would, just send me your friend's contact information. I'll put you guys in a group text. If you want to go ahead and put us in a group text, that's great. That is the best way to connect, because then we're all on the same page. We know what's going on. And I'm able to help, because I'm not just sitting there waiting for maybe someone will call me from a number I don't know. Maybe they won't. I don't know. So please help me out that way. Help me help you, help your friends. Other questions. I am like super hyper today. I'm so sorry. We're just rambling. But other questions I get often are what different loan types are and pros and cons. And so that is a loaded question. I could do a whole class on that. Probably will get one with a lender to do that on. So if you are interested in that, send me a message, comment, and when something's organized, I'll let you know. But that's really more of something that I can't do super fast. So not even sure why I mentioned that. Another one is, should I find an agent or a lender first? Honest answer is you could do either. Preferred answer is please, please, please call an agent, or hopefully me, but if it's not me, call your favorite realtor first, because they do, hopefully they do this all the time, and they sell a lot of houses, right? So if they sell a lot of houses, guess what they've done? They've worked with a lot of lenders, and they know who does a great job and who doesn't. And they also hopefully know you, or are going to learn you very well, and they'll be able to figure out who's going to work best with you and match personality types, work styles, program needs, all of that stuff. And if you just call a random lender, you don't know that you're getting that. Now, the caveat to this is, if you know, love, trust, have worked with a lender previously, you love them, they're fabulous, please, please, please call that lender, use them. But your agent and your lender really, really, really need to be a team for you. And when they're arguing and blaming each other, guess who loses? You do. So I like to help get you connected with a lender, only because I want to make sure it's someone who does a really good job. And I really don't want you to get stuck with an internet lender who doesn't disclose all their fees and takes forever. And then I'm on the phone arguing with them, trying to get them to be responsive. And that's just not how it works. And then it makes us all look bad. It makes you not have a good experience. And that's just not what we want. Again, having said that, most of the homes I've closed this year in 2024, even end of 2023, were people that came to me already with a lender. A lot of them were really good. So if you already have one, that's fabulous. Please don't mishear me. I'm not telling you not to keep that relationship. A sidebar shout out to Greg Payne. Had not worked with him before until clients of mine had worked with him previously, said, he's a personal friend, we're going to use him. I'm like, awesome. He's fabulous. He's now someone I would recommend to people. So do that. But if you don't know anyone, call me. I'll go over everything with you and get you connected to someone who is really, really good. I have like 6 of them. It's kind of a problem because I love them all and I can't give them enough business. So give me business so we can get them business, and then we can get you and your friends in houses. I really think I need to start writing scripts or bullet points or something. And sometimes I do bullet points. But today I was like, it's a holiday. Let's just wing it. Never goes well. Other questions. I need to have someone here asking me them. If you want to volunteer to be someone asking me questions, please do. Appreciate you guys sticking this out with me, as always. When is the best time of year to buy? I don't think that that's a thing. I think a lot of people choose to move in spring, summer, and that's generally because of people with kids. They want to do it in between school years. So If you want to move because of that, then that's a great time. If you are looking for tons of eyes on your property because you're a seller, that's a great time. But guess what? That's what every other seller thinks too. So you also have more competition, and really it all kind of evens out. Same thing with the buy side. Oh, there'll be more houses. Cool. There's also going to be more buyers. So it really just depends. I think the best time is whatever fits your personal needs. And if you're struggling in one season and you're a little bit flexible, then maybe we should wait till a different season. Wait till there's more options or wait till there's less competition. All of those things come into play, but really it boils down to what you need and when's is best for you. So don't fall into the like spring market crap because it goes both ways. What is a good interest rate? We're sitting at what's been the norm for over 20 years right now. I don't think it's bad interest rates at all. I personally bought when they were a little bit higher than they are right now, and it's fine. If you have a really low interest rate, cool. Don't expect to see 2s and 3s again. Which also brings me to lender. The same way you don't want to list your house with the agent who just does it for the lowest commission, you don't want to necessarily just go with the lender with the cheapest rate. And there's a couple reasons for this. First of all, most of the time I see really, really low rates. It's because they're lying to you without lying to you. So what they're doing most of the time is you're actually buying your rate down in additional closing costs. They just don't tell you that. And so instead of bringing, I don't know, throw out a number, instead of bringing 12,000 to closing, now you're bringing 30,000 to closing because you have a lower interest rate. Most of the time, that's not worth it. I would rather pay $20 more a month than shell out $10,000 at one time. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel about it. So be cautious of that. Same thing with cheaper agents. The less they're charging you, the less money they make, which is normal, and that's okay. And we're not asking, there's no way I'm going to make $100,000 on every sale. That would be crazy. And it doesn't happen. Most of the time I make a couple thousand. And that's for a lot of times months of work. But the less your agent is making, the less money they have to put into marketing your home. A good portion of what I charge goes to pictures, videos, digital marketing, print marketing, maybe staging. There's so many things that a property might need that you're not going to get if you're going with someone who's just doing it the cheapest. And then guess what? It doesn't sell quickly. It doesn't sell for the most money. And you actually ended up making less money than you would have if you had just agreed to pay it. And the beauty of it is that it doesn't even come out of pocket. It comes out of your proceeds. And so really the amount more that you're making, you're not even going to see the difference in that commission. You're going to walk away at the closing table with a good chunk of money, and probably more than you would have if you chose someone who did it really, really cheap. Same thing works with lenders. Sometimes it's not bad to pay a little bit more. And I don't pick my lenders by their loan origination fees. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what they are for the ones that I work with. But what I do know is they're knowledgeable. They pick up their phone. I just connected someone with a lender today. Within 20 minutes in the group text, he's responding, already set up a time to talk to her. And any lender I get you with is going to be the same way. They're quick. If they're not contacting you, it's because they're on a meeting or a call with another client. They're fast. They know what they're doing. They don't mind to talk to you when you aren't quite ready. You would be surprised at how many agents and lenders just say, oh, you're not ready to go put in an offer in the next couple of days. I don't have time for you. That's not how we roll. It's not how this should work. Everyone deserves to own a home, and we will get you there. So if you've had an experience like that, it's not me. It's not my lenders. And let me help. Other questions I get, not really a question, but like people who want a lot of land. You don't always need a lot of land. It depends on what you're going for. So if you just don't want to be my neighbors, Maybe we find a house that's on a quarter acre, but it's next to a farm that's been in business for 30 years and is doing really well. Maybe your parents come over all the time. They can't really do stairs, so you need a 1-story. Well, do you need a 1-story or do you need a guest bedroom on the first floor? Do you need 4 bedrooms or do you need some sort of a space that you can utilize as an office or a guest bedroom or a craft room or whatever it is? So really, really, really make sure that if your agent is not me, whoever you're working with, is digging through your needs and not just how much room you need and what you're looking for, but why. Because a lot of times your perfect house is going to be disguised as a house that you would have written off. I think a lot of people discredit agents now because the internet gives you more information and they're like, well, I can find the house myself. I think I've sold 2 homes in 5 years, 2 out of a couple hundred now, 2, where my buyer found it. Do we go look at ones they find? Yes. But 9 times out of 10, they're buying something that I found. And it's because, first of all, online filters can't really filter out all the things that you actually need to look for. You need to actually know the inventory inside and out. But also things like that. Maybe, you don't need to pay extra for a house with 5 bedrooms when you could get one with 4 bedrooms and a little nook that becomes a perfect little playroom. So something to think about there. Other questions I get are first-time homebuyer incentives. Yes, there are first-time homebuyer incentives. A lot of them vary depending on the loan type. For example, on a conventional loan, you get a lower down payment if you're a first-time buyer versus someone who's a repeat buyer. Should I list my house or find the next one first? That's a big one. It's really important. The logistics of moving, it's not fun. Most of the time, you're going to want to list first because it's hard to win a home when you don't have one, but it really depends on the market. Right now, I'd say it depends on your house and what you're looking for. Is the home you're selling or the home you're buying in more demand? Because we're in a fairly balanced market right now. So I would say it depends, and I would need to know what you're looking for and what you're selling to figure that out. Yeah. I think those are probably the most I've gotten lately. I'm sure there are more, but we're already at 18 minutes. I'm sure you guys are sick of me rattling things off. And it's Valentine's Day, so go have some champagne, some chocolate, watch a movie, snuggle up in a little blanket, go out to dinner, go dancing, whatever you're doing, have a blast. I'm sure I'll have more of these questions that I answer, but I hope this helps. Also, make sure that you're looking for not just a house, but lifestyle, where you're living, what you can utilize your space for, what's around you, where you spend most of your time. Are you indoors or outdoors? Is there a school that's really important to you? Are all your friends and your family in one side of town? All of those things matter. So please, please, please don't just do, I want 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms for $300,000 somewhere in Chattanooga. That's not going to serve you well. Let me really, really dive into it with you. We're going to be all up in your business. I want to know all about you, your life, your family. It's kind of weird. It's really good. And it'll help me find the perfect home for you. And as always, if you have questions, reach out. I'm trying to do better about reaching out to you guys because, okay, I'm gonna stretch this a little bit just because I think this is really important. I had a huge aha moment recently, and Jordan, if you're watching this, thank you, and I'm sorry because I went and showed my friend a house, and I was trying to figure out, well, why are they out looking? I know we've kind of been dabbling, but like, what made them reach out again and just be like, okay, we're ready now. And I want to know what their needs are so I can best serve them, right? And we're talking about, kind of time frames and things like that. And she goes, oh, well, our rental was flooded and now it's covered in mold and we're staying in a hotel. No, I had no idea. And I'm like, why did you not tell me? And she goes, well, I put it on Facebook. Do you know, I want you to know how much that impacted me, because this is a lot of what I do and where my business comes from, is educating you guys and you guys being like, wow, that was actually helpful. I'm going to call that girl. And thank you for that. I really, really appreciate it. I don't do this just to get business. I really do this because I feel like there's a lot of information that you don't know if you're not in the industry, and you should know. It shouldn't be a secret. But it dawned on me that, wow, half the time I'm talking into the void, hoping someone's watching and is getting value out of this, but I'm not doing my part in reaching out and saying, hey, did you know this? So Jordan, again, sorry that I'm not in your business on your Facebook all the time. She has a ton of great content. If you don't know her, I don't want to give her full name just because that's weird. But if she's cool with it and you guys are interested, I'll get you connected. Great content all the time. Awesome mama. But it was a huge aha moment, because I'm sure that there are people on my Facebook who have questions about home ownership, and they're not calling me because either they don't want to listen to me ramble for 20 minutes every Wednesday, or they just didn't think about it, or they're not seeing my content, or whatever the case may be. And so I'm going to make a better effort of actually reaching out to you guys, and not just talking about real estate, but anything that you need. I know so many business owners just from being in this business, that pretty much anything you have a need for, I probably know a community resource or a business that can help you. So we're going to do some more of that, and you guys help hold me accountable. If you haven't heard from me in a few months, I'm really bad about that with the mom life. We should hang out. Oh, it's 6 months later. We should still hang out. That's me. I admit it. I'm that person. But if you need me, I'm here. Reach out. Hopefully I'll reach out to you, and we'll just make it work. But I'll see you guys next Wednesday. As always, thank you for watching. Happy Valentine's Day. Love you. I'm going to go try to figure out how to get